meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue. I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall, and if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Well, hello everybody. It is April and it is Open Mic America. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have a great show for y'all. I am Alice Osborne, your show host, and I am joined by Pete Summer, your interviewing host, and TK Tran, who is our sound engineer, our intrepid sound engineer, making sure everything is not running off the rails, which is very important when we are a virtual show. We have 9 amazing songwriters from all across the nation. And our mission at Open Mic America is to support your local open mics, and it's our pleasure to present these amazing singer-songwriters who play at those events and also who join us here on Sunday nights. Without gimmicks or frills, we have instrument and we have voice. This is the beating heart of American music, the tapestry of story and song that has been weaving us together for generations. We have our 9, and I'm going to go down the list, and if our friends can wave, we have LorieAnn from Charlotte, North Carolina. Yay! We have Carole Weiss from Brunswick, Maine. Paul Hebert from San Jose, California. Arne from Burlingame, California. Rich Fassler from Bainbridge Island, Washington. Robert Keeland from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Tim J. Myers from Santa Clara, California. Joanne and Dan, the Poison Love Band from Milanville, Pennsylvania. And Francis Ancheta from San Francisco. I don't need to say where it is. We are ready to start. And our first guest today is LorieAnn from Charlotte, North Carolina. And LorieAnn, she's playing in a lot of venues. I met LorieAnn in Concord, North Carolina, which is just outside Charlotte, back in January. And we were in a songwriter circle that was set up by Mike Alecki, and he's very active. And I'm getting, by Facebook, I'm getting to know where everything is. And she told me just now that the wine room at Afton Village has an amazing open mic. She also loves Heist Brewery in Charlotte, and the Afton Village wine room is in Concord, where we first met. Well, there's a lot going on in Charlotte, and we are so glad that LorieAnn is here, fellow North Carolinian. I'm a little biased, you can tell. I'm from Raleigh. And take it away, LorieAnn.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's exciting to be here. I'm very honored to be part of this group. So I'm going to be playing for you a couple of originals. And my first song is called Hourglass. And I wrote this probably about 9 months ago. So it's one of my more recent songs. And I'm not going to tell you anything about it because you'll be able to hear it when I sing it for you. Time, where does it go? Every moment like gold, falling through my hourglass, falling swiftly, falling way too fast. Love and sorrow side by side, grains of my past, building up a pyramid, filling up my glass. Some are of love and bliss, all the sharp and jagged days of heartaches and hardships. Time, where does it go? Every moment worth more than gold, falling through my hourglass, falling swiftly, falling way too fast. Can't stop that gravity from grabbing every grain, slipping through my fingers. How many more remain? Ooh. And when my glass is empty, my time will be no more. Release my grains of sand to the wind by the shore, and let the tide carry me to my resting place. I hope I got it right, living in His grace. Oh, in His grace. 'Cause time goes so fast, every moment of my past is falling through my hourglass, falling swiftly, falling way too fast. In my hourglass, I'm falling way too fast. In my hourglass, I'm falling way too fast.
Nice.
I'm gonna just, since I put my cape on here, I'm just gonna do a quick tune, but
Thank
This
you,
next-
LorieAnn.
thank you. This next song is one I wrote, probably one of my first songs that I wrote, and I wrote it after I did one of my very first open mics, and I had written a song and performed it at an open mic, and it was kind of a rockin' place, you know, like there was lights and, you know, they had full band, and here I'm, my little self up there doing one of my folky kind of songs, and I just really felt disenchanted because, you know, well, first of all, I picked the wrong song for the wrong venue. I was, you know, learning, but I really felt like nobody was listening, and it made me write this song, and it's called My Words. But it actually has a dual message too. It's kind of a pep talk for everyone. Wanna say I'm afraid, close my eyes, but I won't hide, I won't fade, I'll be brave, to be free, to be me. echoes, upbeat tempos, bass and drumming, guitar strumming. It's not noise, it's my voice. To be heard, I'll sing my words. Every life is a story. Every story should be heard. Music is expression. Still my sight, shining bright in the night. All that glitters, spotlight shimmers, to be seen is not my dream. Every life is a story. Every story should be heard. Music is expression. I sing of life with words. Da ba da ba da ba da ba dee ba day, ba dee ba doo ba da ba dee ba dee, da ba dee ba da ba day, da ba dee ba day, sha ba dee ba doo ba da ba dee, da ba dee da ba day, sha ba dee ba day, da ba dee ba doo ba day. Whoa. Not to judge, but to love, not to hate, appreciate. Sing out loud, be proud, never worry, tell your story. Yeah, every life is a story. Da-ba-dee-ba-day. Every story should be heard. Da-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba. Music is expression. Sha-ba-dee-ba-day. I'll sing of life with words. Da-ba-dee-ba-doo-ba, da-ba-dee, sha-ba-dee-ba-doo-ba day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, LorieAnn. I heard Brene Brown said that true courage is showing up even when you don't know the outcome. And that's what you did at the open mic, true courage.
Yes. Yeah, shaking in my boots, but yes.
You did it. I'm going to hand you over to Pete Summer, and he's going to take good care of you, okay?
Okay, great.
I'll
thanks.
try.
Hi, Pete.
Hi, LorieAnn. Welcome to Open Mic America. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. It's
Yeah,
nice to be here.
So I take it you didn't feel heard at that open mic, and that was excellent. It's it's amazing because sometimes when as an artist you say, well, they weren't listening, and why and it's usually other performers that are waiting to take their turn that are talking during your set. And I go, well, you're just conceited. You want people to listen to you. Well, no, I'm thinking of the other artists. They should really be listening. Don't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you have a story. Everybody's got a gift. Everybody's been given something. Everybody's unique. And we all have something to say. I mean, everybody. And a lot of my songs that I do write are stories of other people. And, it's important. It's just something that I think we should all share. So...
Absolutely.
But I've learned, you don't go to those really loud rockin' places and expect to do your little folk song. It's not going to work. So
no, that's a rough one. I did one. I did actually a show at a place a couple of weeks ago, and that was the issue. But about you, when did you first start writing songs?
So when I was a teenager, I probably dabbled a little bit and wrote some songs, but then I took a big, huge break till in my 50s. So I've probably been writing about 3.5, 4 years.
Okay. Yeah, because that's when I try and do some research on everybody that's going to be performing, and yours started about 3 or 4 years ago on, and I'm going, where was she before then?
I was being a mom, I was being a career person, and my daughter launched, so I had time and decided I want to get back into music.
Absolutely, and thank you for doing so. So who was your inspiration? Did you have somebody that really inspired your
to get back? Well, so church music really inspired me to begin with, but so that was my introduction back into music and doing a lot of praise and worship. But I wasn't led to stay in that environment. But I have so many like musical influences in my life. A lot of jazz vocalists, all the way back from, some of the Irving Berlin tunes, all the way, to Sade and Norah Jones. So many different artists have influenced my, my writing and my playing and my listening. So.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and look forward to hearing more from you. And please let us know when your albums launch. And
I've got one coming up this summer sometime.
All right.
It's been about a year-long project, but I'm not in any kind of rush. It's just fun hobby for me. Yeah,
well, get it recorded, because you know what? Songs always change. I just rewrote one from 40 years ago. So anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Alice, who's next?
Yeah, we have Carole Weiss from Brunswick, Maine, and Cadenza in Freeport, Maine, which is Freeport, you may recall, is home of LL Bean. And we're so happy to have Carole with us.
Welcome. How is everybody on the West Coast?
I think they're okay.
All right.
How's the weather? How's the weather in Maine right now, Carole?
Well, March is very fluctuating. So we got 60 for a few days, and then with wind chill and gale force winds, it dropped to about 18, back to single digits, back to doubles. So today I think we were 48. Tomorrow's supposed to be sunny, but still probably chilly, but I can't complain.
But it's warm in your studio.
I love all the seasons.
Yeah. Go right ahead. Can't wait.
All right. Thanks so much. So this first song that I'd like to do is called The Long Way Home. And it's the title cut from my newest release. And it was, the song came about as a chance gathering of my high school friends 50 years ago. And we just bumped into each other. And so the nice thing was that it just brought up so much feeling, not seeing them and then seeing them. And we played everywhere together, music. So I went home and I wrote this piece. And then it sat for a while. Then I did some caregiving in my family. And this didn't come back up until 2018 for me. And then the CD, with all the feelings that had happened through being away from music, just came pouring out. And so it was apropos that this would be the title cut. Memories take me back to a long time ago, when we sang, when we laughed, sometimes shared our woes. Time to go home, but I can't let go. I'll take the long way home. Time stand still, and I'm right there. I'm watching over you. I still care. Sun sets low, but I won't let go, and I'll take a long way home. Keep the music in my heart, where you will always be a part of me. More dreams to dream, tomorrow's yet to be. Looking deep within, claiming what you see. Though many years gone by, don't waste your time and don't ask why. Just take a long way home. And don't be afraid to take a look. Your journey is an open book. Take the long way home. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Wow, yes.
Thank you so much. This next song, it was interesting today. I was trying to think, what two songs do I want to share? I have a new CD. Should I do things from that? And I picked a song from a previous CD, which I had released and then did, again, some caregiving for my family. I'm from a large family. And so lots of things happened in the last 10 years. So I picked this one because my niece, who I wrote this song for, was 3 months old. And she is now 25 years old and 3 months to this day. And she has left us, and through all the pandemic, of course, we haven't seen each other. And then she's married. Now she's ready to have a child this month. And so I just really wanted, that just kind of struck me, and I thought, I want to dedicate this. She may be watching. I'm hoping she is. She's in Hawaii, and the time difference is big, of course, but I just really wanted to just pay tribute to children. She's about to have a child, and that connection. It's called Bailey Rebecca. Beautiful baby, beautiful lady, beautiful Bailey Rebecca. Born on the third day in winter, and blue eyes as blue as can be, childlike and bright like a star on the horizon. Beautiful baby, beautiful lady, beautiful Bailey Rebecca. Well, we'll never know the beauty of this child if we're not watching. She has a way of showing us the beauty of her world, while we spend time wondering if we'll make it through tomorrow. She just pays attention to the wonders of today. Well, we'll never know the beauty of a child if we're not watching. They have a way of showing us the beauty of this world, while we spend time wondering if we'll make it through tomorrow. Children, pay attention to the wonders of today. Beautiful Bailey Rebecca, you're so amazing to me, entrusting to us all your dreams as you awaken. Love's inspiration, pure celebration, beautiful Bailey Rebecca.
Thank you so much, Carole.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, Pete, please take it away.
Yeah. Hi, Carole.
Hey, Keith, how are you?
Oh, good. Thank you for being here. And
my pleasure.
gosh, just wonderful, wonderful songs. Do you, in your writing, do you mainly write about your family and personal things, or do you open it up to kind of social consciousness?
Yeah, it's that big picture. You know, everything starts. I'm a nature lover. I'm a retired teacher. So for me, those songs find me, and every now and then, the birth of my niece, something like that will just spark that. But I would say my music has grown as I have grown, and I look at situations and I find a message or a lesson there. And now, over the last, I would say 5 years, the making of this CD, all those songs really were just nestled deep down like a dormant seed. And after the passing of my mom, which really why I stopped touring, I stopped playing, was to just be focused and be present. And 3 years after that of being in touch with my grieving and my heart breaking and then breaking open to allow that joy back in. I mean, I know she's with me all the time. The songs of that new CD just came pouring out. And for me, I just think it was a message I needed to hear. And I hope that as we all travel our own journeys, our paths, it's messages that we all relate to.
Wonderful. Just great. Now,
Thanks so much.
do you think music, music was such a vehicle back in the day, and social change, and was really impactful. Do you think music has that same impact today, more so or less?
I think that is always evolving, and I think depending on genre, and depending on the generation. I'm teaching with kids that are in this generation that are looking back to the Who.
Mhm.
Did you
Right.
hear that? It's the first time they've heard it, and they think it's the first time we've heard it. And I go, really? That's a great song. Yeah. And so I just think it all kind of is wrapped up, and it starts to unfold. And little by little, the newest generation goes, oh, that's what that's from, or, whatever. So hopefully, as they hear those pieces, they get the gist of what's going on in the world. And
Mhm.
that music can be that vehicle to help make sense, help make the movement, help to sit back and be quiet and reflect, whatever it happens to be. Yeah.
Yeah. As much as things change, they still say the same, right? And
Yes.
songs of the past, you know, are valid today.
Yeah, and like you said, a song that you worked on ages ago,
Hmm.
it is just as important and apropos of what's going on in this moment. Um, our themes are the same, but the scenarios change, and those scenarios
Yeah.
change by generation. So, but we've all experienced them.
Absolutely. So who would you like to? What artist would you like to open a show for?
Oh, right now, Janice Ian.
Ah,
I started with, for me, I mean, my folks were jazz, and so I heard the great jazz bands and the big bands, and I always heard that. But around fourth grade is when I started to hear a sound, and I had family that played, I had brothers that played, and the original garage bands, and so I used to be the 5-year-old that would step up and sing the song. I was spelling before I went to school because of Gloria, and you know what I mean. And so that has just always been an influence. And then my brothers, James Taylor, came in, and Dan Fogelberg, and I started to gravitate toward that because I was hearing that. And they were playing rock, but I was heading more toward folk, I guess. And so for Janice Ian, Joan Baez, huge influences for me. And that's I would love to pay tribute to be able to open.
I think
Absolutely.
Janice just did a show here in the Bay Area
Yeah.
recently. So, okay, on the flip side of that, who would you like to open for you?
Oh, well, that's a great question. Well, I would love it that to be reciprocated, of course, because those are the folks that I just truly I respect so much. I would love that back. But there's a new little band in town, the Accidentals, that I happened to come across, and they are full of fire, and what a great sound they are. And they bring great energy, and maybe it would be the trio of the Accidentals.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and we'll keep watching you and
All right.
listening.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, next up we have Paul Hebert, and he is from San Jose. Paul.
Thank you. What great
Glad to see
company
you here.
already.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure again to be here. This is my second time, and I'm always just so struck by what a great collection of folks and from all over. So happy to be a part of it. The first song I want to sing is one of those ones from way back that I wrote when I was young, and for some reason it has stayed with me. Maybe you'll find it sticks to you a little bit too. It's called Things Not Said, and it's about that, things you should have said but you didn't. There are some things which I've not said while time has sped, things you may never know. Words whose moments never came, part of a game called Please Don't Let It Show. There was a weaving of our hearts, a work of art I didn't understand. A fabric marvelous and fair, and now threadbare, from turning in my hand. Whoa, why don't I dance when I hear music? Whoa, why don't I share what's in my heart? Oh, when I hold back to keep the peace, the shape of you and I together falls apart. Still there remains, in spite of time, this simple rhyme and all that it can't say about a change you brought in me that I can see, and time won't take away. Oh, I knew the power of our connection. Oh, I know my fear got in the way. Oh, let me lose the rules that lost their reason, dig my toes into the season and the day, so I won't have to say there are some things which I've not said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That changing the tuning of the low string got me on that one, but I guess that's a little like our first singer was talking about, that things sometimes happen, you got to stay with it. This next song is topical and current, and you will know I listened to an article, an online interview about people who were in Kiev and what they were going through, and the article just really hit me, and I ended up writing this with my songwriting group, and so this is called Kyiv, and it's about the situation there. It's springtime in Kyiv, this is my home. It's such a good place, I hear the lapwings sing. Though I hear bombshells in the distance, I can't bring myself to leave. This is my place, whatever you may bring. Again the war, I am for peace, I am for listening, I am for these, I am for sharing. What is your need? Again the war, I am for peace. Subways deep, so deep underground. We come here now to escape from the sound. There is an iron gate to keep the madness out. A fear the builders clearly had in mind. A place to shelter from the darkness of our kind. Again the war, I am for peace, I am for listening. I am for these. I am for sharing. What is your need? Again the war. I am for peace. University is the station name, a stop for learning what's changed, what seems the same. A square of hope above a chasm of despair. I suppose that's so, as without, so within. Maybe we turn our hearts to light and then begin. No need for war, great need for peace, such need for listening, such need for ease, such need for sharing. What is your need? I need your answer. May it be peace.
Both touching songs. Thank you so much, Paul. And Pete is in charge of you now.
Oh, yay.
Oh my gosh, in charge. Oh
In
no.
charge.
I don't accept that.
I'm the boss of me.
You bet.
That's
You
what my
bet.
granddaughter said from the beginning, and we believe her, so I follow her lead.
Absolutely, absolutely, Paul. Well, those are two wonderful songs. Thank you for sharing those. What's your favorite and least favorite part about being a musician?
The least favorite part is you can never get enough. I mean, my fingers wear out, and it's a wish each time you perform, like just now, those two songs, I really wanted to get them the best I've ever done, and I noticed that wasn't what happened. And so that's one of my least favorite things. And at the same time, I think what our first singer reminded us of is like, we're here right now, so we get to have this conversation, and I get to share my music, and you give me attention for that, and that's just the game right now. So I love that exchange piece, and I'm chagrined by the part where I'm always judging myself and worrying about other people judging me, and then lastly, my fingers wearing out.
That does happen. The old calluses, they last a certain amount of time, but keep it going. So I guess the open mic that you're involved with mainly is Open Mic America, and we thank you for that. Is your writing group, is that a live writing group, or is that kind of virtual?
Well, so it's all virtual. It's funny, this last couple of years, all the place that I used to go for open mic, Hub's Coffee here in San Jose, they closed, and they stopped doing their open mic, and then they went out of business. So that was a big loss. And Open Mic Arona came on the scene with a lot of the same people, and I found out about it, and I thought, oh, well, that saves me a little bit. But I've started to get Zoom fatigue too. It's a little difficult with all the other things that are done virtually. So I am looking forward to the day when it feels okay to go out and perform live in an internal inside space. Yeah. And until then, this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to get out there.
Yeah. What's so nice, even when we are free to move about the world, we're not necessarily connected to we're only connected to our own geography. But we have people all over the country, all over the world, that that's the vision of Open Mic America, is to keep everyone connected to, throughout. It's Open Mic America, but it's virtually worldwide,
Yeah.
So we, and that I've met so many interesting people across the country, across the world, and it's waiting to tie into the space station pretty soon. So
Yeah, I had signed up for a songwriters workshop back before the COVID came on the scene, and then when the actual date came, it was canceled, and so they took it virtual. And while we were having that virtual experience, it was like, oh, you can actually, it didn't feel as wonderful as being there in person, but I met a few people, and one person who had such a good time was it was Cozy Sheridan's workshop. One of the exercises, she said, does anybody want to get together and just do this songwriting idea on a weekly basis? And so I raised my hand, and I have been doing that now for over a year. And that group has really kept me going in terms of writing.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Cool. Well, next up, we have Arne Hurdy from Burlingame, California. And his open mic is Sweet Connections out of San Bruno. It is virtual. You can find it yourself on Facebook. And Arne has been on this show a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me back. Love listening to the music and the original songs. It's really a pleasure.
Glad to have you. All right. What do you have in store for us?
I've got two songs. This first one came, I just put this together, finished it a couple of days ago, actually. And it was inspired by something Tolstoy wrote. And it's called Just 5 Things. Take anybody living in these times, going about living their lives just fine. Then someone comes along one day, tells you what you gotta do to stay. You must promise, you must swear you'll obey what we're gonna say right here, and accept these words as an absolute truth. Any laws we make or anything that we do, second hand over to us the fruits of your labor now, just because we're gonna need a big fat chunk of your check to maintain illusion that you're gonna get. See, it costs an awful lot for us to support the infrastructure that we use to support, to keep you mixed up and keep you confused about the real trouble gonna be facing you. Will not question or have any doubts the absolute authority that we're all about. And if you think your nose is clean, you're not understanding what I mean. Thirdly, you're gonna elect someone who you think will represent the interests of your family and friends, a champion who will fight to the end. But before you get a chance to remember the name, you're gonna find out they're just playing a game, and all their speeches and inspiring words won't make a single bit of difference, and they won't be heard. Fourthly, you'll be appointed a time to appear in a court and decide about a crime, where you'll play a part in turning a key to lock up another beggar where they can't be seen, where prison and pain can be executed in a long succession where nobody knew, and where fingers getting pointed to the left and the right, and no one can be blamed for their terrible plight. Finally, fifthly, though you may have many friends indeed, you must be ready as soon as we say who's gonna be your today. So pick up a stick or a gun or an axe and lay into them with a murderous attack. Even if they be your fellow countrymen, or your parents or your friends or your own children. You will not question or have any doubt the absolute authority that we're all about. And if you think your nose is clean, you're not understanding what I mean. You're not understanding what I mean. Thanks.
Nice job. I was like, where is he breathing in that song? That's amazing breath work.
So, well, thank you. So this next one is this next one is about something that happened here in Millbrae, actually, just a town north of us. So this is about 3 years ago now, and it's a ballad. Chinadu Kobe went for a walk one day. His backpack on, he strolled along, and in a casual way, minding his own business and not causing any fuss. It was a peaceful, pleasant day. It was about 1 o'clock. Right about that time, an officer drove by. The way that Chinadu had crossed the street had caught his eye. He pulled his car around and then proceeded to get out, commanding Chinadu to stop and have a little talk. Now Chinadu was shook by this, as anyone might be, and as a dark-skinned man he was concerned where this might lead. And sure enough, that officer set out to block his route, hounding him and calling in more cops for the pursuit. And when those cops arrived, they thought he was a dangerous man. Sure seemed like everything had gotten out of hand. But did those officers that day have the right to do everything they did in their pursuit of Chinadu? Well, Chinadu, he panicked. He was clearly terrified. He scrambled out into the street with the traffic rolling by. Cops at the scene ganged up on him, and as he cried for help, no one there brought any relief to the pain he felt. Chinadu died after that. His poor heart could not stand the shock of all those tasers shot into a single man. Why is it though Chinadu, not guilty of a crime, winds up dead surrounded by the officers supine? Well, Chinadu was taken from his family and friends. A poet working on a verse hadn't reached its end. We will never know those words his life cut short that day. We will never know the rest of what he had to say. Ooh.
Nice.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Arne. And that took place in Millbrae 3 years ago.
Yeah, maybe a little more than that now, actually. Maybe more like 5 years ago or so.
Chinadu, and he was from Africa.
Yeah, but he'd grown up here.
Okay.
He was an American.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us know about that, and very, very clear song about, we knew exactly what's going on. I love that. I love ballads.
Yeah. I wanted to write something about the account because I wasn't reading anything about it anywhere really, so I thought it'd be good to put something together about it.
And thank you for sharing it at OMA too.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
Double awesome.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Pete.
Yeah, and an all too reoccurring saga, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Unfortunate. Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Arne, how you been?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah.
I got another grandbaby.
Oh, gosh. Jeez, you're just populating the world, huh? All right. Congratulations.
That one was easy, It's
yeah. Where's the song? Go on.
Yeah, I know. I got to come up with one for that. Absolutely.
There you go.
That's coming.
So over the course of your musical journey, how has your music, how has your writing or your music evolved?
Well, I started out playing, early on classical music and always reading music, always playing other people's music. And it was when I was about 15, 16 or so, I started writing songs. And I had never done that before. And I was real excited about it. And it was fun to do. My songs stank. But it was fun enough to keep doing it. And then I took a pretty long hiatus in my middle part of my life and kind of came back to all of it in my early 50s, I'd say, or so, and been doing a lot ever since there. But I really like writing songs. Just love to kind of figure out how to piece them together, tell a story with music. It's just it's a lot of fun. It's an interesting project, each one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Looking forward to hearing you again live.
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
too.
Yeah, and Phil's going to do a hybrid on April 16th of Sweet Connections.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that'd be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that.
So it'll be at the ice cream shop and at the and over Zoom.
Excellent.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Very, very good. So what's next for you?
Musically, I'm just going to keep writing and keep going to open mics, like the open mics. At some point I might try to put together, an hour and a half or so. I could probably do an hour and a half now and try to get a show, do a show basically,
Mm-hmm.
But, just some small places here and there would be fun to do. I'd really enjoy that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here again, Arne. And,
yeah.
And we'll see you. We'll see you on the road.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Healthy. Woo.
Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks.
Yeah. Next up, we have Rich Fassler from Bainbridge Island, Washington, which is right there in Seattle. It's different from Seattle, but it is near Seattle. It's a beautiful artistic island, and I got to know it. Oh gosh, it was maybe in the 90s. There was a Michael Crichton novel that was set in Bainbridge Island. You probably know that, Rich.
I know of a movie. I've only lived here a couple of years. There was a movie, Disclosure. Remember with?
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
I know the movie. Right,
but
they actually shot some of it
they
on
shot
Bainbridge
it.
Island.
Yeah, that's amazing. Sometimes that doesn't happen.
Yeah, big claim to fame.
That's right. Okay, you're up.
All right, well, thanks. Well, greetings from Bainbridge Island. We're a lovely little 35-minute ferry ride from Seattle. If you want to see it on a map, you just find Seattle and go west. I've been up here since right before the pandemic, and happy to be here. I've got a couple of songs that I recently wrote. I'd like to play for you. And the first one is called, I'm going to look and see, it's actually called The Prince of Sunny Days. So here we go. lips a bitchin', then you die, so the saying goes. Every turn you take is wrong. No matter how you planned ahead, said the words you chose, you never felt like you belonged. But listen, if you feel like you just can't go on, and the world's a smoky haze, hold on tight, I will walk you through this fire. I'll be your prince of sunny days. We were young, we all had dreams, what we could become. You saw yourself a star upon the stage. But not all dreams turn out that way, life's too burdensome. The dream remains, don't let it disengage. Remember, if you feel like you just can't go on, and the world's a smoky haze, hold on tight, I will walk you through this fire. I'll be your prince of sunny days. You and I will carry on. I'll be there to lift you in the sky. So here you are, so many miles from where you started from. A lot of laughs and tears along the way. Things that seemed to scare you most, you learned to overcome. But some demons still get in the way. Oh, baby, if you feel like you just can't go on, and the world's a smoky haze, hold on tight, I will walk you through this fire. I'll be your prince of sunny days. I'll be your prince of sunny days. I'll be your prince of sunny days. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
Rich, you are a regular attendee at the Music Matters Showcase, which is live streamed out of Maryland, right?
Yes, it's a really great. They do it every Saturday night. Is that right? Yeah, and I latched onto that after my favorite, my all-time favorite, my first favorite, was an open mic that they did from the Riptide Bar in San Francisco. They're doing it live again, but during the pandemic they did it online. And I was there every Monday night, online, and I actually drove down there to see them in person in December. It was like a family reunion. It was really great.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right, can't wait for your next song.
Okay, well, me too. Okay, here's a song. Before I do that, I know others have done this. I always have to write myself a note to get out of drop D tuning and go back to E. I can't remember how many times I've started a regular song in drop D. So this is a song that actually it was a challenge. The theme was for Riptide to sing a song, but change it up, use different chords, make it a whole new song. And so this chord progression actually came out of that open mic that I did for them, where I screwed up. I mean, I changed House of the Rising Sun. So this song is called Hold On, and I finished it up a couple of months ago. So let's see where it goes. Here we go. to know a girl from years ago. We held each other's hearts inside our dreams. Her hand in mine, her golden hair would shine, but nothing really was the way it seemed. One summer day, I drove along a way. I turned a corner, then what did I see? That special girl, the one that was my world, was walking with another boy, not me. Well, hold on, where did things go wrong? How was I so blind I couldn't see? I've come to find you get no peace of mind trying to outguess life's mysteries. I took a job so many years ago, it seemed like the perfect job to me. A big title and pay, I thought I had a way to make a difference that all could see. One summer day, my boss came in to say that things hadn't turned out the way he'd planned. He was going on a trip, also known as jumping ship, and by the way, I was being canned. Well, hold on, where did things go wrong? How was I so blind I couldn't see? I've come to find you get no peace of mind trying to outguess life's mysteries. I used to live in a friendly little town. The California sun would shine all day. I thought I'd spend the rest of my life there, enjoying the warmth of the South Bay. One summer day, those plans became undone, and soon I found myself in Washington. And now I sit and strum a little tune, waiting for a little bit of sun. Oh, well, hold on, where did things go wrong? How was I so blind I couldn't see? I've come to find you get no peace of mind trying to outguess life's mysteries. Well, hold on, have things really gone wrong? Is this the way that it was meant to be? I've come to find you do get peace of mind just letting life roll on and let it be.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pete.
Uh-oh.
Pete
Uh-oh.
Rich.
Time for questions.
Rich, meet Pete.
Oh, Rich. So I think your song kind of answered the question I'm going to ask, but where did you move from?
Yeah, so we lived in Los Gatos in the South Bay, right?
Mhm.
Great place, loved 25-minute, if you're familiar with the area, 25-minute drive to Santa Cruz. I mean, really enjoyed it. And after I retired, my wife said, hey, I hate this place. Because too many people, it gotten a lot hotter, a lot of congestion. And my biggest mistake was I said, okay, well, we've been here for 30-something years because of my business. You pick a place. And so here we are.
There you are. So did you bring the band? Was it Fossil Farm? Did you bring them with you?
Oh, man, I'll tell you, that is my biggest heartbreak. I had a lot of friends back there, but yeah, Fossil Farm was a band that Buddy and mine and I formed. We founded about 15 years or so ago, and I worked with, and we'd gotten to the point a few years before that, we moved up here. I really enjoyed it. I mean, we had all four of us sang, so we had really great harmony. The drummer, who's still the drummer, is the morning DJ on K-Bay, Bruce Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just, it was like a divorce for me. And we moved up here, and then COVID hit. And but the good news was, with the pandemic, I picked up my acoustic. Up until that point, it was all electric, and got familiar with my acoustic again, and then got on open mics, and there you go. The rest is history.
Yeah, it's a great history. So, and I saw your tape from Handflings. Been there numerous times. It was interesting. It was great. I saw that and I'm going, wow, this is so what else, have you been in music throughout your, I guess, what kind of business did you have? And, and were you doing music all throughout that?
So, not unlike a lot of other kind of stories I've heard tonight. I played music in high school and college. And then once I got married, and got a job, pretty much put the guitar down. And it wasn't until my middle son was 16, he said, "Hey, why don't you teach me guitar?" And so I did, and then I started to get back into it. And one of my oldest son was into the hardcore punk rock scene in San Jose, and he said, "Hey, why don't you come and play some tunes with us?" So I learned some of their tunes, and so I got back into it, and then formed Fossil Farm, and so I was in high tech. I was worked for a couple of power semiconductor companies in sales and marketing. So it was important for me to be in Silicon Valley, and my wife put up with it.
Ah, the Valley. So you've done the band, you've done solo. Which are your leanings now? Which do you prefer?
I definitely prefer. With a band. It doesn't have to be a rock band. Fossil Farm is more of a rock band. Here I've formed a couple of trios. That one just started. What's important for me is the harmony. It's just magical for me. 3 or 4 people singing in harmony. It's almost a religious experience. So that's where I'm headed.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right. Well, Rich, thank you so much, and welcome to Washington. 2 years too late, but I'm in California. I'm just down the road from Los Gatos.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, listen. If you ever want to not see the sun anymore, come on up here.
Well, I think we haven't seen the sun much during COVID anyway. So, anyway, thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate it.
No, thank you, Rich. And next up, we have Robert Keeland from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and he attends a downtown Fredericksburg open mic, which is the 4th Friday at Courtyard by Marriott. I don't know, Robert, does it have an official name?
Actually, that's not an open mic. I perform there.
Oh, you perform. That's your venue.
Yes.
So you have, so every 4th Friday, you are the resident musician there,
Yes.
correct? That's awesome.
6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay, well, if you're in the area, please catch Robert.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Beautiful, historic Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Yes. Okay, well, we can't wait to see what you have in store for us.
Well,
it's your time to shine.
I always say where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. He was a carpenter by trade. She was a woman who had it all in spades. They met on the bayou in the Crazy Crawfish Bar. He was born and raised near Rolling Fork, and she grew up in the city of New York. They were as different as catfish and caviar. He drank from a bottle and she sipped from a glass. They were both trying to forget the past. He was lonely, she was on the lam. He said hello, she felt desire, then lightning struck and set them both on fire. His name was Billy, and hers was Marianne. Love roared in like a hurricane. Passion hit the fast lane. They built their dreams on shaky ground, and the wind and the rain would bring them tumbling down. Well, life was sweet, just like peaches and cream, till Marianne realized Billy was not the man of her dreams, but just one more error in judgment she would have to rectify. Yeah, the good times disappeared, they were quickly spent, and one day Billy found out where his money went when he saw the note from Marianne that said goodbye. Well, things seemed bad, but they got a whole lot worse, and poor Billy felt like he'd been cursed. Divorce and bankruptcy left him a broken man. And to help him forget the shape he was in, he turned to the bottle, his only friend. This is the story of Billy and Marianne. Love roared in like a hurricane, and passion hit the fast lane. They built their dreams on shaky ground, and the wind and the rain brought them tumbling down. Well, we heard the news about Marianne. After she ran off with Billy's money and another man, it seems she met her end somewhere on the Jersey shore. And Billy, he was drinking all his nights and days, living in a world of fog and haze, till finally he couldn't take it anymore. And so he tried to hang himself from an old pine tree, but the pine limb broke and Billy fell free, convinced it was a sign from God above. There he put down the bottle and he was born again. His soul was saved and his heart was cleansed. And in his Savior, he found eternal love. So that brings to a close this little tale of two star-crossed lovers who tried and failed. And why they did is anybody's guess. Some will call it a tragedy, and some will say it was meant to be, but I believe these words say it best. Love roared in like a hurricane, and passion hit the fast lane. They built their dreams on shaky ground, and the wind and the rain brought them tumbling down. Shaky ground, I should have said that at the start. That's called shaky ground.
Oh, thank you, Robert.
So we have a couple of North Carolinians on the show this evening. I should mention
one from Charlotte, one from Raleigh.
I was born in Rocky Mount.
Yeah, not too far from me.
Yeah, I wasn't raised there, but of course we used to go visit Grandma down there. I've written a whole bunch of songs that were inspired by Grandma's house. She lived out in the country. She didn't live in Rocky Mount. And in fact, one of them's called Carolina's on My Mind, but I didn't practice it. Otherwise, I'd be happy to play it this evening. So this next song is called I'm Going Out. Well, it's called I'm Going Out to the Country. So I guess it is about the country as well. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, I'm plumb wore out from this city life, about to lose my mind. Nerves are torn from all the honking horns, and my blood pressure's up in the sky. I gotta get away from this madness before I start a fight. Oh, I'm going out to the country, say goodbye to this city life. I know a place out in the country where a peaceful river flows. Got a fishing hole and there ain't a soul. Time just moves real slow, where the only sound is the sound of the breeze, and there ain't no city in sight. Oh, I'm going out to the country to say goodbye to this city life, where the crickets start chirping when the sun goes down beyond the city line. When the day is done, they are having fun as the moon begins to shine. Daybreak comes with a rooster's crow to greet the morning light. I'm going out to the country to say goodbye to this city life. Where the crickets start chirping when the sun goes down way beyond the city line. When the day is done, they are having fun as the moon begins to shine. The daybreak comes with a rooster's crow to greet the morning light. Oh, I'm going out to the country, say goodbye to this city life. Yeah, I'm going out to the country, say goodbye to this city life. I'm going out to the country, say goodbye to this city life. I'm going out to the country. Thank you all.
Okay, Pete, take it away. Take
I
Robert
will.
with you to the country.
I'm going out to the country, Robert. So welcome back, I think, right?
No, this is my first time
Oh,
here.
this is your first time here. Oh,
Yes, it
okay.
is.
That's why I couldn't find you in the archives. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. So what's your main writing goal?
Well, I don't really have any main writing goal, I guess. I tend to write. Actually, I don't write much anymore at all. I've written well over 200 songs, not including about 40 instrumentals. But these days, I mostly focus on other people's music so that I can perform in public, because that's what the public likes.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And what have you done with the 200 plus songs that you've written?
Well, I have released 2 CDs, 2 commercially available CDs of my original material, and a lot of the songs I've written, I say I've written more than 200, well over 200. A lot of them were songs that I wrote when I started out, and they're terrible. Nobody will ever hear them, I guarantee you that.
Well, it's an evolution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go back and rewrite some of them if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
So-
I'm never done writing. That first song I played, Shaky Ground, I had been wanting to rewrite the end of that for a long time. I wrote that song about 10 years ago. And so while I was practicing it this afternoon, I finally rewrote the ending. I didn't play the new ending this evening because I was afraid I would screw it up. So you heard the original ending, but I will incorporate that new ending going forward.
Well, we'll have to hear it next time.
Yeah.
And so, back to back. So what single achievement are you most proud of?
In music or in life?
Take your pick. One from each column.
Yeah. I won't tell you how old I am, but I'm pretty proud that I made it to the age I did. As far as musical achievements, I guess I became a pretty good guitar player. I don't know if that was evident tonight, but I really am proud of my ability to play guitar. I never thought of myself much as a singer. I started singing. The only reason I ever started to sing was because I started to write songs. And when I started to write songs, I figured the only way anybody was ever going to hear those songs was if I sang them. So that's how I became a singer. But my goal was always to be a good guitar player. So
Got it. So are in your in your performances, are you doing it solo or do you play
Oh,
with
yeah, yeah.
another? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I've been in bands, I've been in duos, and I like being solo. You don't have to deal with anybody else when you're up on stage alone. You don't have to deal with the personalities and the egos and such. It's easier solo.
Egos and personalities? What?
Yeah,
Yeah, that I'm dumbfounded.
Can you imagine musicians?
No, I
Yeah,
can't. Explain that to me. And so,
Oh, well, I thought you were kidding me.
no, I am
good.
kidding you. Yeah, I'm kidding you. No, I won't put you on the spot there. Well, good. So you do prefer doing the solo act?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for joining in, and welcome to Open Mic America. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, I hope you'll let me come back sometime.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
Great. All right. Thank you all. Thanks for doing this thing.
Yeah, we do it for the love of it. And next up, we have veteran OMA performer Tim J. Myers from Santa Clara, California. And he's going to be on guitar, 2 songs on guitar tonight, Tim?
2 songs on guitar, yeah.
Okay.
What you see in the backdrop is the effect of my sister saying to me after watching one of the last open mics, you got to do something with your damn room. It looks like a hovel. So I just put the keyboard out to look. So many of you have such beautiful backgrounds with all those guitars hanging around. So I'm just trying to catch up on my trike with that whole thing, yeah.
Nice. Oh, and a happy Poetry Month, Tim.
Yes, right back at you, fellow poet.
Yeah.
So shall I just get going here?
Yeah, get going. You're
Okay.
on. You're on, yeah.
So I write and play in a lot of different genres. I love a lot of different genres. But I was just thinking today how when I graduated high school in 1971. So the definition of folk music in 1971 had expanded a lot in the previous 6 years. But before that, folk music in the 50s, I mean, there was a lot of great music, American folk music in the 50s, but a lot of it was, to me, kind of cutesy. I mean, if I hear Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives one more time, I'm gonna kill myself, right? But I think one of the things was in all of that, I didn't have much of an understanding of all the real folk music that's out there. And this was also a time, I'm talking about the 60s, wow, am I identifying myself as a boomer, when views about the American past, and particularly the American West, I grew up in Colorado, were changing, getting more realistic. So now we have this Americana roots thing where there's a lot of great folk music coming out. I love not just the West, obviously. I love Steve Earle's. You guys, what's the name of the road? The road where he's a revenuer, and at the end I can't remember the name of it. I think I'm getting
Not
my
Copperhead Road, is it?
That's exactly it. Thank you,
Okay.
Copperhead
I love
Road.
Steve
yeah.
Earle too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just to me a great song. The Wreck of the Carlos Rey by Richard Thompson and Los Lobos. So this first song is kind of that kind of song. And I'm just saying that, I guess, to put it where it goes. So this is called Claytown Road. Drags me back to Claytown Road. Farmer's son, I was 10 years old. We were mending fence along the Claytown Road. Up come 2 bummers that we'd seen in town, bruised and drunk and on a single mount. They said we had a disagreement with a local gent, and your horses sure seem fresh, but we ain't got a cent. Then they looked at my paws so cold on the Claytown Road. Pa said no, and before I blinked, they drew and fired, and I watched Pa sink. They took our horses, rode off with a shout as I raised Pa's head and the blood ran out. I still don't understand the way it felt. Like the whole damn thing was happening to someone else. But it got down in my soul on the Claytown Road. Preacher said to pray that Jesus was my friend. So I'd pray and then just dream it all again. I've had 3 wives, couldn't keep a one. All run off, took a daughter and a son. Chase the drink but never get my fill. Like them bullets hitting me and they're in here still. Can't make nothing stick, move from town to town. But even though I've covered so much ground, it seems like I'm standing still on that Claytown road. Drags me back to Claytown Road. Thank you.
And Tim, you love Open Mic America so much. You chose it as your open mic, your preferred open mic.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry if I messed up our sequencer. Yeah.
No, I did that. No, I didn't.
Oh, no. You did. I didn't do it because I got you tripped up. Pete is here, so I would never say anything about West Coast songwriters that was negative ever, because I it's like I have 2 gods in my sky. One is West Coast songwriters, and the other one is Open Mic America. But by the way, I love that point Pete made earlier too about how I'm like everybody else. I want to get back in live, but the reach of this show and the potential, the greater potential that it has, I'm just thrilled every time to be on it. I think it's great.
Well, it's thrilling to see you, and maybe I'll see you in September. That's the coolest thing.
That's our plan. That sounds good.
That's our plan, yeah.
Pardon me, I gave myself a note to tune up because sometimes when I play that hard, sometimes that does that. And these are new strings too, so I'm sorry everybody loves to hear somebody tune.
As long as you talk your way through it, you're good.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm actually there. I don't know about you guys, but what I use for the guitar, my mnemonic is Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. For the G, the numbers of the names of the strings. I love that. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. So this song is called King of the Beast. My wife and I watched this really long, amazing documentary about Frank Sinatra. And that was the inspiration for this. But this applies to lots and lots of people who suddenly get some kind of power, particularly celebrities. And I would never say that there's never been a female celebrity who was irresponsible or whatever. But it's a thing that tends, I think, to happen a lot with men. And it's a kind of a bad mix of money and sexism and the whole thing. Anyway, so it's called King of the Beast. It's what he wants. It's what he wants. Now that he's famous and he's rich, wanna have some fun, gonna scratch that primal itch. Nail some tail, go out, get high. There's nothing he can't buy. Big crib, floodlit on the hill. He likes to make our little hearts go boom. And he loves the the way the herd all turn when he comes strolling into a room. He takes it as it comes, living like a king of the beast. It's what he wants. It's what he wants. He's got that charm, he'll greet his fans. Everyone a mirror reflecting back the man. But if he's bored by what you say, he just turns away. Big trips, he's got that private jet. Loves to get his boys fly off to play. And if they play a bit too rough, most folks will look the other way. He's going with the flow, flowing like a king of the beast. It's what he wants. Slave to his ego, he's a slave to his lust, building an Eden out of money and dust. He's never heard of that guy Icarus. YOLO! Got a wife and kids, a boy and a girl, but he barely ever home, so I share him with the world. So now they see, and it tears a hole. They only play supporting roles. He doesn't think about it much. Why would an alpha after all? When half the world hang on his tweets, look up in envy, so enthralled. He takes it as it comes, taken like a king of the beast. Yeah, it's what he wants. It's what he wants. It's what he wants. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tim Myers. Tim J. Myers, I'm going to hand you off to Pete Summer.
Thank you.
Oh, Tim, long time.
Long time, Pete, but we'll take care of that soon if we can.
You bet. You bet. So you are a writer, a storyteller, a songwriter, a teacher, an all-around good human being.
Thank you, Pete. For the
Okay,
last one.
We're done here.
There you go.
No.
Listen, we should. This is the Seinfeld thing. Leave on a high note.
You leave on a high note.
That's
done.
it. Boom. Thank you. I'm out of here.
Okay. Well, you're familiar with the 10,000 hours philosophy.
I am.
Okay. Where are you in that?
Well,
where do you see yourself?
Actually, I'm going to assume that that's an incredible compliment that says I don't look my age, because I am frickin' well beyond the 10,000 hours. No, actually, Pete, that's a really good question. I can't remember if I talked about this before. So I realized early on that I was a generalist and not a specialist, and I'm a generalist in a specialist world. I mean, if I had any sense, I'd stick with one thing, but I can't. As I often say, I'm a monogamist in life, but a polygamist in art. And so I knew that because of that, I was going to it'd be much more of a challenge to reach my 10,000 hours. And of course, if you're really dedicated, you want to go past them. But my plan was just keep working on everything and just go. And you get at a certain age and you start getting there. So I think I'm well past it in writing. I'm past it in songwriting, visual art. I'm getting close to it. So whatever it is, it's kind of fuzzy. But anyway, it's like a war fought on four fronts, which is a horrible metaphor because it's not a war. But
got it. Yeah. So gosh, what are the rules for 10,000 hours? Is it 10,000 hours for each discipline you're trying to gain in, or that's if you
That's
got
a good
four,
question. That's a good question.
That's
'Cause
40,000 hours.
Well, there's got to be some transfer, right? If you're doing different forms of art, there's got to be something that'll work, like how to understand what an audience is thinking and feeling, and how you can do. So there's got to be some transfer. But I never thought of that. That's a really good question.
Yeah, the dedication and the discipline, 10,000 hours.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is like you were saying earlier to somebody, just keep going. I mean, that's how you do it.
Yeah, keep the.
And I got to say, pardon me for interrupting, Peter. I got to say, because this is, I've made this point before, but it's so incredibly important to me, I want to make it again. Because of Open Mic America and because of West Coast Songwriters, I've had that space that you all have created. And this is Capo Dave I'm talking to here too, not to mention Alice and TK and all the people who work here. You guys have created that space where I can concentrate as much as possible on getting myself better. And I will never be able to fully thank you all for that, because and people say this about WCS and Open Mic all the time, but it's really a wonderful opportunity for that kind of growth.
There are so many avenues of support out there. So it's you're never alone.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting because you guys were making that joke before about how much ego and stuff and disagreement there is in the music industry, and of course there is. But on the other hand, it's also true about the music industry that it's exactly what you just said. There's an amazing amount of sharing and support. I was moved by that when I started coming to open mics and songwriting competitions.
Yeah, good. Well, Tim, as usual, thank you so much for participating, and I will see you again, and I will see you soon out in the world.
See you soon out in the world.
See you soon out in the world. Woohoo! All right, next up, my friends, we have Joanne and Dan from Milanville, Pennsylvania, and they are the band Poison Love. They attend the Rafters Tavern every week, and it is streamed out of Callicoon, New York. And you can find out more about it on Facebook. Just go to Rafters Tavern, and it'll pop up right there. So, Poison Love, please play us your music.
Okay. Thank you. The songs we're going to play were written over the last couple of years. We're lucky that we're married and we play together. So when everything went indoors, we just spent a lot of time writing and playing together. So we're going to play you a couple of songs from this last couple of years here. Okay, ready?
Ready.
This is called Show Me a Good Time.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Oh, I love the sound. Yes.
Thank you. So this next song is, this was written, I think, last summer when everybody seemed to be fighting in the streets and there was so many protests, and we happen to live in an area that is very politically active, and that's where the song came from.
It's just warm it.
Yeah.
everyone. Wow. All right. Pete,
All right. Thank you,
we're
Alice.
ready for you.
I'm not ready. Give me a minute. Oh, no, I'm good. Joanne and Dan, well, welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Pete.
Yeah. So you've got a few songs in your, that you've written over the years. When you listen to a song that you wrote maybe, a few years back, 10 years back, whatever time sequence, does that kind of take you back to where you were when you wrote that song?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean, we're having a little interference, but
Can you
yeah.
hear? Can you hear us? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah.
my wife is the songwriter,
Okay.
and when we go back and do songs, like the first song she ever wrote, I love and people love and respond to. So it's not like she really learned anything, it's like she always could write songs.
Well, thank you. But no, they just seem to come naturally. Actually, the impetus for writing a song, my very, very first song was Our Dog Who Was Dying. And I don't know, it just opened up something in me that that has just kept coming ever since. Before that, Dan and I played instrumentally for quite a long time. We did contra dances.
Okay. So, but aside from the content of maybe the song that's a theme of what you were going through or experiencing at that time, what about other things in your life? Does it take you back and revisit those aspects, other aspects of life other than what the content of the song is?
Yeah, I think that I had a lot of things building up in me over the years to say, and I write. I think I write from a lot of personal experience, and a lot of that comes from my past that that I'm bringing to the present problems that we're having, and the way I see the world now. But I can see that everything that comes out is really things that were growing and developing from a long time ago. I think I was a frustrated writer for a number of years, and I never wrote anything.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. So do you, I know you've just been together during the pandemic times, but do you have more musicians that you work with when you do play out?
Yeah, we have, actually, we started a songwriters collective with a 501c3 and all of this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we have I make things, and I built a stage that rotates. So, and it transmits to cars. So we're very involved with music.
And we have
with other people.
Most of our songs require a drum, so it's really hard for me. Dan doesn't feel that way, but it's really hard for me to play without a drummer. I miss that.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much for participating tonight, and we'll look forward to hearing you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed everyone's performance tonight.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Our last performer, sadly, the show is ending, but excited that we get to feature Frances Ancheta from San Francisco. Frances, so good to see you.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
And Frances, I was going to say, you attend the Bazaar Cafe in San Francisco for your favorite open mic. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. It's a great open mic, eclectic, supportive crowd. And I wanted to also add, I wanted to give a shout out to my monthly Quarren Palooza online music fest that I take part in every month, led by John Ryback, raising money for Bay Area Cancer Connections. So that's also a very eclectic musicians from all over the U.S. and outside of the country as well. So I wanted to give a shout out to them as well. Thanks.
Cool. Frances, you're up. You're on the stage. Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good to be here. Gonna do a couple of originals for you today off of my most recent album called Hidden Gems that I had recorded. It was like my first album that I had recorded in 8.5 years. I had been away from the music, scene, and through life circumstances and things that I came back. And this is called The Keeper of the Stories of Your Life, about keeping track of your favorite famous idols that you grew up with, and then realizing that as much as you having these fond memories of them growing up with their music or the things that they inspired you with, when as an adult you realize that you might be a little bit different than that person that you were before, and that maybe their views you don't necessarily agree with, or their approach, but you still respect them anyway. So this is called The Keeper of the Stories of Your Life. Won't you please pass by my way? It's been a long time since you've come here, with always something new to say. And hey, the little words and thoughts that may return and strike my mind in fancy. You always take my breath away. And here you go again, and here I fall again. The words you say out loud, they never fade away from my mind. Times made you very lonesome, and times made you when that they all once, and times made me the keeper of the stories of your life. And here you go again, and here I forgive again. The words you say out loud, they never fade away from my mind. Times made you very lonesome, and times made you go when that they don't want, and times made me the keeper of the stories of your life. The keeper of the stories of your life. The keeper of the stories of your life. The keeper of the stories of your life.
Beautiful. Beautiful song.
So much, Frances. All right.
Thanks.
Next song. Yes, we're ready.
All right, ready for the next song? Okay.
Yes, we are.
So this next one, I'm gonna switch up the pace a little bit and do something a little bit different for this evening. Um, In addition to kind of, I have similar influences, similar to all of you. And I know most of you have eclectic tastes, and so do I. And so this is kind of a little bit of a reggae-ish feel to it. This is called Little Critter, and it's about my son Edward, who has special needs. And motherhood and parenthood is definitely the most challenging but rewarding thing at the same time, especially when you have a kid with special needs. And so it's been a long road. He's gone through a lot in addition to his own, conditions. He also had to deal with me going through my medical conditions. Last month was my 5-year anniversary as a cancer survivor. And that was one. Thank God. So I feel so blessed to be able to play music, and I would definitely say that music was a big factor in my healing and my recovery and my remission. And I'm just grateful again. So this is called Little Critter. Edward, what you doing today? Is your day full of hope and wonder, fun and funny play? Edward, are you listening to me? Will you always be the one to keep on trucking after skinning your knee? You will always be that little critter and that friend to me. Hope your days are filled with happiness, health, and security. Oh, Edward, wanna go for a ride? Up and down, all around, till you're dizzy, traveling far and wide. And Edward, I tell you this, I know that life is hard, but I know you've got the guts to get on through it and go. You will always be that little critter and that friend to me. Hope your days are filled with happiness, health, and security. You're alright. Edward, I tell you this for sure, Mama's gonna try her best to teach you all you need to know and more. For now and always, you will always be that little critter and that friend to me. Hope your days are filled with happiness, health, and security. You're alright, baby, it's alright. 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 You're alright.
Very nice.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is Frances Ancheta. Thank you so much for sharing your words and talent and playing with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure and my honor. So
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
so honored to be invited and to be
Yay,
with
yay.
you all. Thanks.
Pete Summer.
Francis, good to meet you,
Good to meet you too.
and congratulations on your
Thanks.
5 years. Yeah, I just did 17.
Wow.
So
Wow. You. Wow.
um so is it, I know you mentioned the organization that you created, and I think it's an important thing that we, you know, as humans, we support each other in many different ways, and financially and other ways. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the organizations that because you've created a number of them, or at least one?
Or well, I'm affiliated with
Mhm.
a number of them. So the Palooza online music festival. It's an online streaming festival that happens every last Saturday of the month, and it's an all-day thing. It's usually from 11:30 to around 9, 10 p.m. And John Ryback is the musician, the artist who heads that up, and I'm so honored to be a part of that every month. We have a goal of raising $100 every month towards Bay Area Cancer Connections, which is a local cancer charity. I believe it's based in Palo Alto that serves breast cancer survivors, hooks them up with different services and support. And so, uh, luckily, we managed to hit our goal and surpass it every month because it's just been, the momentum over the past 2 years has been growing in that. So that's one that I'm very proud to be a part of. And I work as a creative arts therapist at San Mateo Medical Center, so a local Bay Area hospital. And one of the programs that I'm very proud of that I had founded is the Music and Healing Hospital Concert Series there, which has it was kind of a win-win situation because during the quarantine many local musicians were out of work and were feeling depressed because they were considered non-essential, even though we know that that's not true. And so we managed to, being a local, singer-songwriter and independent artist myself, as well as working in healthcare, tried to bridge the gap, worked with the hospital foundation to fund these people to come in and play every month for the patients on the psychiatric mental health unit and on the rehabilitation long-term care skilled nursing unit. And then pre-COVID, the hospital lobby, and just, you saw the doctors and nurses and patients just dancing, and you see, just amazing, incredible things because of the healing power of music. And that's something that I feel very passionate about, and that has given me, helping through music, helping and healing through music has given me my purpose in life. And again, it's helped me to stay well, after being away from it. It's like, how did I leave this in the first place? Sometimes life, you know, some of our fellow artists talked about earlier, sometimes we go away from music because, family obligations, maybe health setbacks, maybe, you know, um, people, important people to us, and, passing away and everything like that. But, in the end, it's nice that, at least for me, in my journey, that I was able to come back full circle
Mhm.
and come back to
Great.
this.
Well, thank you so much for continuing on that quest. So, got to ask you some music questions now. Um, what skills do you think you've gained that help you perform effectively as a musician?
Oh, I'm forever grateful to the El Camino High School Performing Arts Department
Hmm.
way back when I was a teenager because I still am. I'm an introvert, so I tend to be very shy unless it's something that I feel strongly about, then I'll speak up. And then, woo, sometimes I talk too much. But in terms of stage presence, getting past your ego and beyond your fears, like getting over yourself basically,
Hmm.
in order to convey what you're intending to convey, be it, a song or a dance performance or, a work of art or poetry that has meaning for you enough to be able to want to share that with others. And because you want to share that with others, you have to perform with the conviction. And that's something that over many years I have struggled with, again, because sometimes my own imposter syndrome, my own doubts. But during those moments when, I can get past it, it's like, oh, thank God, it's a good performance and it feels good. So I would say, does that
Yep.
kind of, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, what's the best advice you've ever been given?
The best advice that I've ever been given, that life's too short, and you might as well do what you want. You're not going to be, well, life's too short. And then the second one is, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, right? Not everyone
Mhm.
loves tea. Not everyone loves coffee. Not everyone loves Mexican food or Italian food, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Everyone has their own style, their own taste. And so we might as well be ourselves. Even if, there have been times when I've performed where I felt maybe out of place. Maybe I've showed up at an open mic, or maybe shared a gig with some people that maybe had a similar sound, and I was kind of out, left off center there. It doesn't matter, because all of us have our own place and space in this musical universe. And we might as well, again, just be ourselves and just do it. Just do it.
So that's the advice you're going to give us.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Frances. Thank
Sure.
you for sharing, and look forward to hearing you in the future again. And for those of us across the country, and well, I live in the Bay Area, so I can participate in in your endeavors in your organization. But across the country, there's musicians on call that kind of took a hiatus from during COVID, and I think it will be coming back sometime soon. But that's across the country, and that is also performing music at hospitals for the ill. So anyway, thank you so much. You've all been wonderful, and it's been a treat as usual for me to listen to you and to talk to you. And I will turn this back over to Alice, who will take us home.
Yes, thank you, Pete Summer, our interview host. And I also want to thank TK Tran, our sound engineer. And I want to thank the audience for being an amazing audience, and all of our 9 performers, starting with LorieAnn from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Carole Weiss from Brunswick, Maine, Paul Hebert from San Jose, California, Arne from Burlingame, California, Rich Fassler from Bainbridge Island, Washington, Robert Keeland from Fredericksburg, Virginia, Tim J. Myers from Santa Clara, California, Poison Love, which is made up of Joanne and Dan from Milanville, Pennsylvania. And we just heard wonderful advice and wonderful performance from our last performer, Frances Ancheta from San Francisco, California. So I want to thank everyone who came today and brought your best effort, words, talents. Thank you for sharing everything you have with us. That's pretty mighty and pretty cool. I also want to thank our founder, Capo Dave Williams, for starting this all, because we wouldn't be here without him. So thank you. Thank you. And he is out of Portland, Oregon. He's always working tirelessly behind the scenes, and he is an amazing, amazing person and grabs everybody together. It's great. His energy is contagious. Please remember to check out our website, openmicamerica.com, and you can also find cool little things and cool big things, like the poster behind me, and t-shirts, and other flyers and publicity items that you can share in your apartment building and laundry rooms, and with your poetry friends, book club friends, and let them know about Open Mic America. That's how we get bigger and bigger and bigger. And don't forget to attend your local open mics, and this will be a great way to spread the word and be a participant. Stay the whole time, not just for one song. Don't be that person. Stay the whole time, enjoy everybody, and get to know all the eclectic tastes that are out there, and get out of your comfort zone. That's what I say. The other thing is we have lots of Open Mic America coming up in April. Just check the schedule, check folks' check the past performances, get to know people, and you can also, we have a listing of local open mics. We're all over the country, but you can find one close to you. All right. Thank you all for a great show. And this is that time where we say, good night, America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
All right.